I have a very unusual wood shop. It's been 5 years since I've moved into my dream shop. Some things have held up well and some things have not. I've made some crazy decisions. We're gonna go over all of that. It usually looks very clean in here. I'm gonna explain why it looks clean, and then I'm also gonna show you the ugly bits. Over on my Discord and Twitter, I asked you, what do you want to know about my shop? And so we're going to answer those questions throughout this video. This is a 2-car garage that we converted into a wood shop / recording studio. And when I say recording studio, it feels like a recording studio in here. We have carpeted floors, and the reason I chose to use carpeted floors is 1, it's easier on the feet, and 2, it deadens the sound. Things have been spilled all over the place. There are stains everywhere, but that's what happens when you have a workshop. When we moved into here, there was not an attic, so we put in a ceiling, and now there is storage up above. We have a drop ceiling with these LED lights. In the drop ceiling, I have these special panels. They are super reflective to bounce light, and then they are also very sound deadening. Between the carpet, the ceiling, and the rock wall insulation behind the drywall, it is dead in here. There is no reverberation, so tools sound much quieter. Behind me is a sliding wall, which I use for storage. We'll go over that at the end of the video. And then on the other side of that is a garage door. The tracks have been clipped and the garage door is locked down because I don't use that door. Every project that you ever make has to go through a normal door. So having that garage door locked down doesn't affect what I do here. We're gonna start over here with the big bandsaw, work our way clockwise all the way around the shop until we meet right here. And then we're gonna talk about the secret wall behind me and what's in there. This is my fraction to decimal to millimeter poster available on my website. Down below here, I have some slabs. You're not gonna believe this, but this was $25, this was $30, and this was $20. I just got really lucky from a local farmer. Over here is my HVLP gun. It doesn't belong here. It just doesn't have a home yet. It will eventually have a place to go because there it is just in the way. But this is my first of 2 bandsaws. This is the big one. This is the Laguna 14BX. This runs on 220 volt. Out of the 2 bandsaws, I probably only use this about 10% of the time, but when I need it, it is so valuable for resawing. The blade in here is the 3/4 inch Resaw King blade. This saw has, I think, 13 inches of resaw capacity. Like I said, I don't use this as much as the little bandsaw, but this is great for making veneers, resawing, splitting boards into 2. I like having 2 bandsaws. It saves me a lot of time. I've got 1 bandsaw for straight cuts, and then I've got the little bandsaw for curved cuts. There is a dedicated dust collection system underneath there. I'll show you that in a second. So up above here is just a Epson printer, and then up above that is a vinyl cutter. Not very interesting for a wood shop, but they are things that I use. So then over here, I've got the new Stepcraft D600 milling machine. It sounds excessive, but I have 2 CNCs. That's excessive. You don't need 2 CNCs. And then this little bandsaw, this is the one I use all the time. This is the Rikon 10305. I always remove the branding from my tools. I pay for my tools. I get to do whatever I want with them. I've had a few. I've had a Harbor Freight. I've had a bigger Rikon. I've got that Laguna over there. And then this one. This is, out of all the bandsaws I've ever used, this one is by far my favorite, and it's affordable. I think it's gone up in price a little bit, but it's like around $300. It's benchtop, so you could move it anywhere that you want. It's not that heavy. The dust collection on there works pretty darn good, and it's got about a 4.5 inch sawing capacity. This is one of those tools that I really recommend because it just works so well for me. In here, I have a 3/16 inch 4 TPI skip tooth blade. It's what I use 99% of the time in this bandsaw. Every once in a while, I'll swap it out for a higher tooth blade when I'm cutting acrylic or aluminum. Underneath the little bandsaw and the little CNC, I have this drawer. It's a mess. It's not very organized, and there's no rhyme or reason why things are in this drawer. This is not how you should live your life. This is actually my least favorite part of the shop. To me, it's the most uninteresting. So we're gonna get into the cool stuff here in a bit. But down below here is, well, It's not supposed to be storage, but I'm running out of room. I need more places to put stuff. This is the air compressor for my airbrush. It doesn't belong here. This is some resin for the 3D printer. This doesn't belong here. But behind there, you'll see the Rockler Dust Right dust collection. It's supposed to be wall mounted. I don't want to see my dust collection. So I have various wall-mounted dust collectors throughout the shop that are hidden. This is my Rikon joiner. This also runs on 220, 221.
220, 221, whatever it takes.
This is one of those tools that I don't use a lot, but it comes in handy when I do need it. I've always said that if I ever need more room in the shop, this would probably be the first tool to go, because there's always other ways to do jointing when necessary, but this just makes it easier and it saves time and allows me to buy rough cut lumber. I should talk about the wall here. So this is a painting by my friend Josh Byers. He is a local artist. He's one of my favorite artists in the world. To the left of that is the Carita Art Setter 10 art department rules. Rule number 4 is my absolute favorite. And then to the left of that is the Be Safe, Have Fun, Stay Passionate, Make Something poster available on the website. Below the poster, I have my 3D printer. This is the Prusa SL1S, and then the curing station that goes with it. I've had like 4 different 3D printers. By far, this is my favorites. I prefer resin printers over the filament. I just have not had good success with the filament printers. This particular resin printer, it's super fast. I'm not very good at 3D printing, so I print a lot of mistakes, but I print less mistakes with this one. This is my grandma's old calculator. It still works. It's awesome looking, but I'm going to gut it and remake the case out of walnut and hickory. I've been 3D printing the buttons for it. I've kind of hit a roadblock on the design, but once I get over that, I will finish that video. This one's gonna be good. I'm kind of excited about this. My shop has 2 doors. I don't need 2 doors. I don't even want 2 doors. This is valuable space. But we use the doors to get in and out of the shop, mostly in. We go into the shop more than we go out of the shop. You don't want to know anything about that. That's why we keep the baseball bat right here. I think I mentioned that I have 2 CNCs. I lied to you. I've got 3. So this is, 3 is too much. You don't need, that's excessive. All right, let's spend our money wisely. You don't need 3 CNCs. This is the Stepcraft M1000. This is the one that I use the most. I've got my table set up in 2 different sections. There's the vacuum hold down section over here, and then I got this section that uses the cam clamps, and then that is just sitting on this base that I made. Full disclosure, I work with Stepcraft, so they sent me that. This is my 3rd CNC. This is the Shaper Origin. I did pay for that with my own money that I use by selling drugs. If you're not familiar with this CNC, it's a handheld one, and it's got a computer screen, and it's got components in there that does magical things. Look it up. I've got a video on this guy. You might want to check it out. Up here this is a touchscreen monitor, so I can use this to control the CNC. When the CNC is not being used, I use this as a place to take photos of my stuff. So I have these rolls of paper back here that I can pull down, and I can do one of these numbers, and I can bring my lights over here, and I can have a seamless background. And so I've got 4 colors there, and I actually have more colors over here behind the other digital tool, which is my Glowforge laser cutter. Oh, well, you know what? Before we talk about the crazy laser cutter, so this drawer here, it has a purpose. There's CNC accessories in there, and it's also got my air tools in there. And it's a mess. I was supposed to make cabinet doors here, and I never did. This is basically just more storage, CNC parts, and then there is this. It's like a vacuum. When it's not like a vacuum. It is a vacuum that I use for the hold down on the CNC. I just never. Here's the thing. I had so many plans with shop furniture, and I get started and then I don't finish them because, well, I wanted to use the CNC, so I stopped making this. So I never got to finish the organization down here. And you're gonna notice the same thing. This is the Glowforge laser cutter. And below that, I was supposed to make a drawer that goes right here. Never did. That was 2 years ago, maybe 3. And then down below that is all acrylics and wood that I used for the Glowforge laser cutter. You see the creeper back there? That's Elvis. We got the fire extinguisher back there. This is a special fire extinguisher just for electrical fires. So if something bad were to happen, this wouldn't destroy my laser cutter. This vents directly out to the back of the garage. So just right outside, there's a dryer vent right there. Above here, that is a play sign. I've got a video on making neon signs, and then I also sell the templates for the play and make sign, which you'll see in a second. But anyway, I've had great success with the Glowforge, no real issues. Sometimes the cloud service is a little slow, but that's kind of rare. So great success with that, but I am looking to upgrade to a bigger laser, something that I can do production runs on because I have some product ideas. It's possible I might sell this very soon and upgrade to something much larger and bigger. Larger and bigger actually mean the same thing in that context. I didn't have to say larger and bigger. I could have just said larger or bigger. And then up next we have the sanding station here. I've got the disc sander, the belt sander, the spindle sander, and the drum sander. I really dislike sanding, and sanding takes up a lot of time, so I've got these dedicated tools to speed that up. I don't always show the drum sander in the videos because it's not really necessary, but it speeds up the process quite a bit. Down here, I have the Festool dust extractor, and then I just attach this to whatever tool I'm using, except for the drum sander. The drum sander is connected to another wall-mounted dust collector. So I'll show what's in the drawers below the sanders here. Not very organized, and there's no rhyme or reason, but there are some sanding supplies, an eraser for the belt sander, some leather working tools. I got this right here. This definitely should not be in there. Bags for the dust extractor, more sanding discs. This doesn't even belong over here, but there's another bandsaw blade over here. For some reason, a guitar holder, that doesn't need to be in there. What else I got in there? A skull bottle opener? What, like, you know, you just need a place to put your stuff.
And I don't know how you are, but I need a place to put my stuff.
Oh, there's that. Down here, this is the dust extractor that is just for the drum sander. You can't really run the drum sander without a dust extractor because it clogs up and will burn your wood instantly. So that's dedicated just to the drum sander, but it's hidden in there. Super, super hard to change the bag and empty that one. But it's only like once a year. So no big deal. Nobody's supposed to see this. Yeah, this isn't mine. This is a big old electric piano that we're going to redo. We're going to get rid of all the plastic and turn it into a beautiful walnut electric piano. This belongs to my buddy Clay. This has been on tour many times throughout the country, and it's just going to live in his living room. So we're going to fancy it up with some walnut. But it's an actual piano, so it's got like you know, moving hammers and stuff like that. But it's electric, so you could take it on tour with you. So what we're thinking is most of it is going to be walnut. This part will be left with the original plastic. Maybe I'll do some veneering, but this part right here, when this comes off, you can see all the hammers moving. So we're thinking about doing a clear acrylic or piece of glass right there and some LED lights inside there. This is going to be so cool when I'm done. And then to the right of that, this used to be my drill press stand a long time ago, and it's been repurposed. It's actually sideways. The drawers come out this way. I'll show you those drawers in a second, but it has my sharpening station here, which I don't use a lot. I sharpen all of my tools like once a year. I just make like, I'll pour a couple glasses of whiskey, put on a movie, sharpen everything, and then this doesn't get used again for another year. The Tormek T8, whatever the crap that means. Bottom one, sharpening station, stuff in there. This one, some electronics stuff in there. I don't know anything about electronics. This one, more electronics stuff. Have I mentioned I don't know anything about electronics? And then various drill bits and stuff. You probably don't want your drill bits mingling and doing this number where they're just bumping into each other, but I don't care. In this corner, I have this adjustable height workstation, which I use for my computer. And I have this textured wall here. This is not sound tiles. This is just purely decoration, just cheap plastic tiles that I got from Amazon. I've got a video on this desk. It's actually a workbench. The motors are tough. It can handle a pounding just like your mom. I actually don't use this corner very much. I built this corner because I thought I was going to do a lot of talking head stuff back here, but I think I actually prefer to do that in my office. And then I built this thinking I could do some product photography shots back here, but I generally don't use it. Sometimes I work on music back here, but a lot of times I just have my computer over at the workbench. So this is one of those, I could use this space for other tools eventually. Like I mentioned before, I might get a super huge, gigantic, large laser cutter that might go here, and then we might lose this weird part of my shop that people think is weird. It looks cool. It looks cool. Next up is, this doesn't even belong in the shop, but this is my metal mini lathe. It's my metal lathe. And I've only used it a couple times. I used it to make our wedding rings. If you don't know, every year we retire our rings and make new ones. And so it's a newer piece to the shop. It is on top of that Jet flip top stand. We did a review on that guy. It's like a love-hate relationship with this stand. So below here is that, that's that toolbox that we made. And I actually use it, and it has all the bits and pieces for the metal lathe there, and it works really well. So people gave me a lot of crap for using the piano hinge on here, saying how ugly it is. I freaking love the piano hinge on here. I think it looks great, and maybe they didn't realize that I was trying to build this off of an actual toolbox. I was modeling another toolbox that had a big piano hinge on here. I like the dang piano hinge. Look how awesome that looks. Unsubscribe. This is the Jet something. I've got the extension bed, but it's sitting behind here. Normally it is out here. I took it off because the extension bed just kind of, I don't know, I can never get it to line up perfectly so the tailstock doesn't move between the two pieces. It's in the, I don't know. One of these days I'm gonna upgrade my lathe to something a little bit bigger. I want something that actually will turn out so I can do bigger bowls. I want something with a bigger, you know what I'm saying? So I can do bigger, and just something better than this. So speaking of new lathe, over here is the Nova Viking drill press. I'm probably going to get the Nova lathe, but someday I need to figure out which one that I want, you know, something bigger. And as far as drill presses go, this is super fancy. This is the Fancy Pants drill press. It's the benchtop version. It's got components in there. You can manually set. It's fancy. It's the Fancy Pants drill press. I like it. Yeah, you don't need the Fancy Pants drill press, but if you want to go Fancy Pants, you want the Nova Viking. So we got the keyless chuck in there. This is just the Master Force little vise that I use. This is the mag switch fence, which is held on by magnets, and then it's got a little magnet stop on there. This is a super awesome fence by Mag Switch. I did have to remove one of the bones coming out of here so it wouldn't hit on there, but I only need 2. I don't need 3. This drawer is too big, and it's that many inches wide, and it racks, so sometimes it doesn't open and close, and you gotta do a little, I don't build the best shop furniture, I just build shop furniture. Anyway, so in here is some drill press and some lathe accessories. Down below here, another wall-mounted dust collector that is just down here. And that is hooked up to the router, which we'll talk about next. On this side of the tool bench, I have my router mounted in a router lift. You gotta have the router lift. It's one of the, you got to treat yourself to the router lift.
Treat yourself.
Got some track here for jigs. This track right here actually goes to the miter saw so I can set my stops. We'll talk about that here in a second. Got my adjustable fence, and then the dust collection for this is down there below the lathe. Over here, this is my K-Pax Festool miter saw. I got this one because it is rated better than any other miter saw for its dust collection. Miter saws are notorious for making a mess, and I must say the dust collection on there is very good. The miter saw and the router table rarely ever interfere with each other. This is a U-shaped drawer that works around the dust collection that's below the router table. This just stores all the commonly used router bits, and then the drawer below that is a big, massive drawer full of, you know, I got a nice little palm router. I like using the small one. I feel like I have more control. And then the big old Festool router. I don't use the sustainer cases. They take up too much room. And they are well built. Festool makes well built stuff, so I don't mind just throwing that in a drawer. There's no, that ain't no big deal. And then over here, this next big old drawer, this is, you know, somewhat organized. I just got way too much of this 3M vinyl that I'll probably never use, but that's shoved back there. I never put in the floor on this. I don't finish my cabinets. So you can see there's, you know, just things that are just sitting on the floor. There's some jigs that I made. Down below my Festool miter saw, I have the dust extractor. I got these little Western style swing doors here, and then there is the Festool dust extractor there, some extra palm sander accessories and some dust accessories. I don't like visible dust collection. I don't have room to run tubes and pipes and hoses all over the shop, which is why I have so many individual dust collectors hooked up to individual tools. Plus, you know, I have a dust collector that's just for the router. I have a dust collector that is just for the bandsaw. I get better performance out of those dust collectors because they're not running through a series of tubes and pipes and hoses and stuff. The next few drawers that you see here and then over at the workbench are to hide tools. I don't like hanging tools on the wall. I don't have a love affair for tools like Adam Savage. I don't feel that same connection with tools. I'd rather just not see them when they're put away. That's why I like using drawers and not having things hanging on the wall. So in this drawer right here, some various, like, just wrench sets, the iFixit sets, got the Jocko whatever kinetic driver. That thing is real nice. Next one down, various clamping jigs, corner jigs, got the really nice woodpecker clamping squares. Got these coffee cans of just various things. We got dominoes and door closer things, more door closer things. They probably have a name. Some nails and screws and biscuits. This drawer is nothing but corded tools. So, you know, you got whatever this is called. I think it's a hot glue gun. We got the hot air gun. We got the hot Festool domino gun. We got the iron gun, multi-tool gun, handheld belt sander gun, scroll saw, but for your hand gun, the DeWalt domino cutter. What the heck is this? If anybody knows what this is, let me know. It says Festool on there. Not sure. You know, maybe if I was more organized, maybe if I used the Festool sustainers, this would have a home and a place, and I would know what it is. Finishing off the circle, we're back over to the workbench area. Next to the workbench, I have this little island that's on wheels. This top drawer here is what I call consumables. It's just got brushes and rubber feet and things like that. Below that is my hand tool drawer for hand tool woodworking. So a lot of traditional tools in there. What I find really funny is right below this traditional woodworking tool drawer, Pocket holes. I got a drawer dedicated just to pocket holes and pocket hole jigs. Bottom drawer, nothing but glues and tapes. Everything but glues and tapes and wax paper. Besides wax paper, nothing but glues and tapes. Above that, sandpaper, 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 sandpaper. The top drawer, more hand tools, nothing but saws. This is my workbench. I got a video on making this. There's not much that I would change about it today, except way down there, there's a hole, and I used to keep an air compressor down there. I no longer keep an air compressor here at the bench. So I would just put more drawers in there, and I'd also make those drawers a little bit deeper. I've got a separate video on the inlay design that I did for the top. I'm weird like that. I've got T-track. I don't use the T-track much on top of the bench, but if I were going to rebuild it, I think I would add it again because it does come in handy once in a while. The drawers slide both ways. So it's just one large drawer that slides this way or can slide the other way. Top drawer, clamps. I got wood screw clamps, and then I got a whole bunch of the Harbor Freight F-style clamps. They're easy to get to on the other side. Below that is aluminum bar clamps and these new Rockler spring clamps. These things are awesome. I've got a video coming out about them soon. When it comes to furniture, I use these aluminum bar clamps more than anything, even more so than the expensive Bessie clamps that are down here. These are I find them kind of fussy. I've designed the drawers to hold all my clamps. So all my clamps are ready to go right at my fingertips when I'm working at the bench. These little drawers over here, they slide both ways so you can access them from either side of the bench. It's just wood on wood action. So it's kind of shaped like a T up here. And then there are some plywood rails, a little bit of wax. Years later, it slides really good. Top drawer, nothing but screws. I started 3D printing some bins for them. I just haven't got around to finishing that up. Next drawer down, got a whole bunch of drill bits in there. And then my Make It Snappy toolkit, everything for the hand drill. And then below that, squares and screwdrivers. Below that, hammers and mallets. You can see I broke one hammer right there. It's a very sad thing. On this side of the bench, I got this little mini Festool dust extractor hooked up to my random orbit sander. And on the other side, I have my woodpecker squares and rules that are easily accessible. And the heart and soul of my workshop is the SawStop table saw. This is the 3 horsepower professional. I used to have the 1.75 horsepower, and I'm gonna be totally honest with you, I don't really notice much of a difference between the two, but that's probably just because of the type of woodworking that I do. So something to keep in mind. I have my dust collection for the table saw below here. I actually share that with the planer. One of the things that I need to redo for the table saw is make my outfeed table just a little bit bigger, just to accommodate the dust collection that's below it and all the jigs that I've made over the years. So below here, these open up, and you can see here is the dust collector bag on this side. I'm a cheapo and I keep reusing the bags, and the bags tear. I just put tape on them. All my jigs are just kind of thrown in there. It's a mess, and it's actually really hard to get some of the jigs out, and I need to fix that. I'll show you what it looks like from the other side, but first I'll show you this drawer here. I've got all kinds of extra blades and accessories for my grippers. I use the micro jig grippers on almost nearly every project. Dado blades and brake cartridges and track saw stuff, just table saw related things go into this drawer. And then you'll see on this side is my dust collector, which goes into the outfeed table. I can easily kick that on here, shut it off with my foot, and I've got more jigs and stuff laying along the side there. This is one area of the shop I definitely could use some more work on. This is my Rikon planer. This is one of 4 tools in my shop that runs on 220 volt. It's got the carbide insert head, which when the boards come out of here, it's super clean. You don't even need to sand it. I do like this guy quite a bit. So on the outfeed side of the planer, this is where the Oneida air system cyclone is hooked up. So this is a lot easier to empty than that bag that is in here. It is time to talk about what's behind the sliding wall on the other side of my workbench. But before I do that, I'd like to tell you about today's sponsor, and that is Squarespace. Or maybe actually, while I am doing that, I will tell you about today's sponsor, which is Squarespace. How about that? I hope you organize your websites better than I organize my shelves. With Squarespace, you can have a members only section of your website. It's password protected. You can have your secret little woodworking society if you want to. You can bring in all of your social media feeds like your Twitter and your Instagram. If you're like me, you're a maker, maybe like selling some of the stuff that you make, you can sell both digital and physical items on your Squarespace site. I also have my domain name through Squarespace, and I use Squarespace for their email blast service. I like having my entire web presence all in one place. We're gonna talk about this mess here in a second. So visit squarespace.com, and when you are ready to launch, visit squarespace.com/makesomething for 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. Get organized with Squarespace, at least more organized than what I am. All right, so here is what is in my, oh, by the way, thank you, Squarespace, for being a longtime sponsor. This right here is where the garage door is at. And the tracks have been removed and it's locked down, so it doesn't slide up anymore. I put some drywall over there just to keep, just for energy purposes, keep the cold or hot air in, depending on summer or winter, but it is easily removable. So if I want to convert it back to a garage, I can just pull out that drywall that is just screwed into place, and then reattach the track, and this would be a garage again. These doors, they're just regular 30-some inch doors, just regular doors, but I had to extend them. So I bought a couple of extra doors and then just glued on another piece so they are 8 feet tall. My ceiling is 8 foot 1 inches. I wish the ceiling was a little bit taller. I wish I was a baller. I wish I had a girl who looked good, I would call her. I wish it was 8 foot 2 inches. We all want more. We all want more ceiling height. But that is because when I'm moving an 8 foot sheet of plywood, I'm constantly hitting the ceiling. I just need 1 more inch. Up top is it's a pocket door track. So if you have like a sliding closet door, like a lot of our house is full of sliding doors, it's the same kind of track. So it's just the track mounts to the ceiling and then wheels fit in there, and then the doors are attached to that. So they're pretty light until I put on this fake brick front here. This is just like a wall paneling. At first, I had the wallpaper on there to make it look like a brick wall. That was one of my favorite looks. The weird thing about that was when the light would hit it in a certain way, it didn't look like a brick wall anymore. You could see the light reflection on there. So then I changed them all to dry erase boards. And I thought, this is gonna be so cool. I have a whole wall that is a dry erase board that I never used. I used it a couple times in a video, but I never used it. So then took down the dry erase board. I painted them all a different color when I decided to make the shop a little bit more fun and playful. Those vivid bright colors was making some things hard to shoot here in the shop. So when I wanted to shoot some of my finished pieces here on the bench and had this super vivid color in the background, it didn't work. And so I was bringing out my different backgrounds and hanging it from the ceiling and stuff. I thought, no, let's just make it easier. Let's do a nice solid black wall. But I wanted some texture. So I got the wall panels from Home Depot to add a little bit of texture there, just so when the light hits it, you can see the bricks. This is the restaurant style trash can that I made. This is what you would see at your Wendy's or McDonald's. And then I did the cool pattern on the front inspired by The Shining. These are the metal shelves. They're on wheels, so I could roll them out if I need to, but there's just so much weight on them that they're permanent. These all came from Costco. There's 1, 2, I think 3 of them. And this is kind of like my chemicals area where I've got all my finishes and epoxies. We all have the scrap pieces that we just don't get rid of. And that's what this is right here. There's a lot of exotics in here. There's some cookies in here, some burls in here. My brother was contacted by our old junior high art teacher and said, hey, I have all of this wood that's been sitting in a barn for 20 years. It's a lot of walnut. Come get it. There's black walnut and English walnut. And we thought we hit the gold mine. Like, we were so excited. We couldn't believe we were gonna have a lifetime supply of English walnut and black walnut. It turns out 98% of it, no good. It was just, we brought it all home and it was just rotten. It was bug filled. I still have a lot of those pieces, but they were milled too small, so they're all cupped. And so by the time you plane them and get them flat, we're down to 1/2 inch. So we did not hit the gold mine. This only goes back, I think, 22 inches when it should go back 25 inches. That way I could get a 1/2 of sheet of plywood in there. But it was just like, this track had to go on one of the beams for the ceiling. So it was either, the track either had to go here or the track had to come way out here, and I would have lost 3 feet of space. So I had to make a choice when we were building out the shop. So in about a month or so, we will have been here for 5 years. I had big plans. This was just a normal garage. There was a Honda parked here, and there were cabinets all over the place when we first checked out this building, and we gutted it. I removed all the drywall. We replaced all the electricity. We put, I mean, there are a crap ton of outlets in here, both 220 and 110. All my outlets are below the tool benches because I didn't want to see them. And there are so many outlets that I rarely have to access them to get to them. So that's why they work below the tool benches. I also have outlets in a couple spots on the floor. There's one right here at the workbench for my random orbit sander, and then I've also got a power supply mounted here, so those are the easily accessible outlets. There's another set of outlets over where the table saw is, for the table saw, the planer, and the dust collector. To do that, the general contractor came in and they routed grooves into the concrete to run wiring over there. My buddy Jack, what's up Jack? He did all the wiring for me. So about every 8 feet or so, there is a quad of regular outlets, and the left side goes to one circuit breaker and the right side goes to another circuit breaker. And the reason I did that was so I could plug in a tool on one side, plug in the dust collector on the other side, and they're both on different circuit breakers and they won't trip each other. I really don't have a problem tripping breakers. At my old shop in that tiny little basement, we tripped breakers all the time. And I was just like, I am done with that. We were running extension cords all through the ceiling and everything. And I was like, I don't want to deal with that anymore. And so we did the wiring right for this. The one thing, we're gonna talk about things that I love and hate. And the one thing that drives me absolutely bonkers in the shop is the floors are so unlevel. In the middle, it's like a pitcher's mound. And I'm kind of used to it now, but when people come in here, they're like, oh, your floors are weird, because it is like a pitcher's mound. So the miter saw bench over there, they have adjustable feet on the bottom. And on the one side, the feet are all the way up, and then the other side, the feet are all the way down. There's like a 3-inch difference, 3-inch grade just on the miter saw table. When I first moved in here, I looked into getting the floor leveled, but it was, you know, thousands of dollars. And I was already spending thousands of dollars to do all the other stuff. And looking back, of course, every day I think, man, I wish I would have done that. Because now it's a lot more difficult. I would have to take everything, like, it's just, it sucks. But I also realize how lucky I am to have this shop. I'm in my dream shop. And 5 years ago, when we were setting this up, I said I'm setting up my dream shop. And I'm in my dream shop. I've outgrown some things. I wish some things were different. But I realize how lucky I am. So the walls are, we're using rocks. I think it's called Roxol. It's a very sound deadening insulation on all the walls. And then I think normally you use the thinner drywall for garages, but I have the thicker drywall to keep sound in. I didn't want to disturb the neighbors at all. And so all the walls are heavily insulated. The ceiling right above the ceiling tiles, heavily insulated. It's also, I've got the thick drop ceiling. It's sound deadening, not so it's easier on my ears, but also keeps sound in. So I could blast music super loud, and outside you can't even hear it. Because this part of the property is really close to the neighbors. I didn't want to disturb them. They're good peeps. So the colorful wall with the painting, my friend Matt Taylor painted that. If you stuck around this long, I appreciate you so much. Thank you. I must be doing something right for you to be interested in what I have to say here. And that is absolutely mind-blowing. I'm so thankful for all of you. But I have big plans. I don't know if I'll ever be able to accomplish these plans, but I have big plans. I have goals that I want to achieve maybe in the next couple of years, and then I have goals that I want to achieve for a lifetime. So in the other, we're lucky enough where this property has 2 garages. In the other garage where Kelly parks her car, or well, she used to park her car until I got the Impala, and now Kelly has to park in the driveway. She's not real thrilled about that situation, but she's a good trooper. I've been building out my metal shop there. Since I've done my metal shop tour, nothing has really changed. So there's a video on all that stuff. So I have that to do, metalworking, but I want to get into auto body. That's why I was excited when I got my dad's 67 Impala. I want to be able to work on that. I want to learn on that. But if we've just run out of room. And I never thought I would say that when we moved into this house. Like we have 2 garages and an office. Like, holy cow. Like, I'm so fortunate, and I'm still outgrowing that. And I want to do more, not to make more money. I want to do more just to do more. So the absolute dream is to leave a legacy and to leave behind a art community center here in Toledo. That is my absolute dream. So what I really want is I want to find a building here in Toledo, a large building that's just empty. And then I can section that out and build that out. So maybe I have one section that is my wood shop. And it is this wood shop right here, just replanted into that one section of the building. Then I want to build another, we'll call them studios. Then I want to build another studio within that building that is your DIY home center harbor freight wood shop. So something along the line like super cheap tools and a cheap way of doing things. So I can go back and forth using all the big fancy tools, and then maybe in the next video we could do with like budget woodworking, because I know a lot of you are on a budget. Some of you are just here to watch woodworking. Some of you are here to learn something. Some of you are here to see the bigger tools, and some of you are here to see the smaller tools. And I would like to accommodate all of those videos. So it would be cool to have 2 shops. I could have the big budget shop and then the tiny budget shop. I would like to have a room that's just digital fabrication, so I could have my CNCs. You don't need 3 CNCs. You just need 1, maybe 2. Definitely don't need 3. I'd like to get that big laser cutter. I'm looking at the Trotec right now. We'll see. And I might even want a bigger CNC than what I have now, so we can do production runs of things to expand the store. So, you know, I would have, that would be 3 studios there. I would like to have a metal studio where I can do metal sculptures, metal work, you know, where we have our welders and our grinders and angle irons and metal cutting bandsaws. And then I would like to have another part of that building for auto body. And I envision when I get to this point where I have this huge building, that maybe there are other hosts. And think of Donut Media. Donut Media is one of my absolute favorite YouTube channels out there. And they have like 4 hosts, and each host has their own specialty. I could make something being that in the future. And it would just take a lot of pressure off of me. I am maxed out at 1 video a week. I mean, to produce 1 video a week and to sometimes make plans and do a podcast and you know, running a Patreon and then doing a show for the, like I am absolutely maxed out. And right now I'm okay, but this isn't sustainable. I'm gonna have to expand. I'm gonna have to bring on more people. And my brother, who's helping me around the shop, one day I hope to hire him. My wife, who helps me write things sometimes and various other, I hope to hire her someday and just build a team, and then maybe we have hosts and we have this big building. But even bigger than that, even bigger than just what I want to do, I want to have an art community center in Toledo, Ohio. I want to have a place where artists can come and have a space to make things, where we can have gallery shows, they could have spaces, they could have their own personal spaces that they could use to make things and not worry about. Like right now, if you're an artist and you wanted to rent out a place, you can't just like make that space yours because it belongs to somebody else. I would love to be able to section out, you know, 10-foot by 12-foot rooms, or maybe smaller or bigger, depending on what the artist needs. And they can do whatever they want in that room. There's air filtration, so like a lot of times artists are working with aerosols and chemicals. There's filtration to get out for health. And then they can paint the walls whatever they want. They can do whatever they want to the concrete floors. I just want to create a space where artists can be creative. I want to have a space where artists can have gallery shows. I want a space where we could do music shows. I want a space where we could just have events. That is the long-term goal. And I am nowhere near close to that. I have a lot of cool stuff, but I can't, right now, just can't afford to hire the people that I want to hire to do that. But I think I can get there if I have my goals and my focus and I'm doing things right. Like I said, I don't want to do this to make more money. I want to do this so I can do more stuff and bring on more people and have this place here in Toledo to do this thing that I want to do. And I rambled so much, and I'm so sorry that I rambled so much, but I have these huge dreams that I want to accomplish. Anyway, we got a new logo. Did you see the new logo? I got a new logo. We're doing some new branding. We're working on some things. That new logo is going to go on these t-shirts. These are the proofs that I received back from the printer, and I am okay with them, so that means I get to put them up on the store, and still sticking with the red, so we got the red one. This t-shirt that I've been wearing all day, my friend John Cooper drew that up. He's a local tattoo artist. It says make something. It's a skull. There's a blade going through the skull. There's a tape measure on there. Like, it's cool. It's such a cool drawing. So I got t-shirts that I'm gonna work on other things. Everybody asks for stickers all the time. I have books for sale. I do throw stickers in the books, but I don't have stickers where you can buy stickers, but we're working on expanding those things. Over on Patreon, we do every single Sunday on Patreon, we have what's called Sundays with Dave, and it is just a behind the scenes show where it's just me talking to a camera. We talk about the projects that we did. We talk about the projects that we're going to do, just the behind the scenes stuff. We just launched a brand new Discord server just for our Patreon members. And right now it's a small community and everybody's sharing what they're working on. And it's such a cool, it's like social media, but nice. Everybody within the Discord is just so nice to each other. And I'm really excited about where this Discord is gonna go. That is enough. That is absolutely enough talking for one video. Holy cow, if you made it this far watching at regular speed, I owe you a big hug. Thank you for putting up with me. I hope you're around for all the crazy, amazing stuff that we're going to do in the future. I appreciate you so much. As always, be safe, have fun, stay passionate, and make something. Oh my God, I need a shower.